Now students, let's talk about some of the non-nitrogenous wastes also. So there are wastes which do not contain nitrogen, and that's why they are called as the non-nitrogenous wastes, and there are many of them. For example, you can read the list I have written there. Let me talk a little bit about all of them. So we have carbon dioxide. We all know carbon dioxide is toxic. In the breathing chapter, I have discussed with you that if its concentration starts increasing in the blood, it causes the pH to alter into acidic pH, and then it can go down from 7.4 pH to 4.7 pH. It's possible, and then it will cause the acidic condition, which is called as acidosis. I have already discussed these things in the breathing chapter. So the carbon dioxide has to be removed from the body, and carbon dioxide is excreted by diffusion through the general body surface in lower form of animals. Then we have, in our case, lungs, and in the case of fishes we have gills. So the carbon dioxide is supposed to be released from the body. Second one is the minerals. Now there are salts such as sodium is there, sulfates are there, phosphates, magnesium is there, calcium, potassium. These salts are supposed to come out along with urine. We'll be talking about them in the last of this chapter, because we have the topic of how urine is formed. So we need to remember, so these salts even come out along with sweat. We all know our sweat is salty in taste because these salts are there in the sweat also. Even our fecal matter, waste solid matter, which comes out by defecation, that also carries a good amount of salt in it. Now the next we all know is the water. Excessive water also has to go out. So we all know excess of water can cause edema. So edema is that swelling in the body, which so this, or otherwise if there is deficiency of water, it causes dehydration. So the water is supposed to move out of the body by sweating, even urination. You must have seen that in the winters we pass out dilute urine, and in the summers we pass out concentrate urine. So if we drink sufficient amount of water in winters, we'll pass out dilute urine because we want to release excessive water out, because we do not sweat in the winters. So and then even water vapor goes out from the lungs. So lungs are able to cause excretion of carbon dioxide as well as excretion of water vapor. Now in the same manner we also have pigments. There are many pigments in human body which are released. Now you must have paid attention to that our waste matter, solid waste matter, in the morning when we go for washroom duties, we find that it takes the color, it changes its color. If we are consuming a lot of vegetable, we'll find our waste appears to be brownish or greenish in color. And if we are using a protein rich diet of non-veg and all, it will be more yellowish in color, and then it becomes solid more in the case of proteins. So now why this all happen is because there are pigments which are also excreted from body. Now we need to remember some of these pigments are because of breakdown of hemoglobin in the body, which I have already covered in the last chapter of blood circulation, that when the pigments in the body, example hemoglobin, breaks down, it releases the bilirubin and biliverdin. Bilirubin is that yellow one, bilirubin is slightly greenish one, and then these also color our fecal matter as well as urine also, because I have discussed these things in that chapter regarding the stercobilinogen and urochrome or urobilinogen. So these compounds are responsible for coloring our fecal matter as well as urine also. And in the same manner, there are some pigments which we consume in our diet. For example, if we consume a lot of beetroot, if we consume a lot of carrot, or if we consume a lot of vitamin B complex, our urine will smell different. So our waste comes out to be different in color because of the food we consume. So pigments which we release from our body can be endogenous type or exogenous type. Endogenous, which we synthesize; exogenous, which we consume from outside. Then we also have vitamins coming out from our body. Excess of water soluble vitamins are, and even when we break down vitamins in our body, those excessive things are supposed to come out along with solid waste matter, the fecal matter, along with the urine. So vitamin C, vitamin B, whenever we consume them in excess, they are supposed to go outside the body. And in the same manner, we have hormones also. So hormones which we do not which are supposed to move out of our body, because once their function is finished, they are supposed to be broken down. So unused and breakdown product of hormones are also released from urine, as well as the solid fecal waste matter. Even the spices we consume in our daily diet, because Indian diet is full of spice and condiments, many of these are also excreted out through lungs. Like we all know the garlic, the compounds present in the garlic are volatile. They are supposed to come out when we breathe out and when we burp. And in the same manner, these drugs, these spices which are secondary metabolites, should also come out along with urine as well as the fecal matter. Even the drugs which we consume, if the excessive drug has been taken, they become unused in body. And the drugs which undergo breakdown, they also come out of our fecal matter, as well as with the urine also. So there are many types of nitrogenous as well as non-nitrogenous wastes according to the diet we have. Now in the same manner, NCERT talks about the various types of animals and their types of excretory system. We'll be learning this in detail in the Animal Kingdom, the 4th chapter, as per the NCERT. So just for now, let's understand that when we talk about the lower form of animals, we have Platyhelminthes, the flatworms, Rotifers, a type of roundworms. They have the simplest type of excretory system, then that is called as Protonephridia, or the flame cells. Then in the other type of roundworms, we have H-shaped cells which are called as giant cells or rennets. Then nephridia are present in earthworm or annelids. Malpighian tubules are present in cockroach and those insects which are uric acid or uricotelic type of insects. Green glands or antennal glands are present in prawns, and coxal glands are present in scorpio and the spiders. So in the next class, students, we will start with the human urinary system.